Welcome back to Living Local. For 130 years, Seiffert Building Supplies has been serving the Quad Cities. And today we're going to talk about the secret behind their success and check out their drive-through lumberyard. And here to show us more is Nathan Burress, owner of Seiffert Building Supplies, which is also this segment sponsor. Hey, how are you, man?
Doing great.
Hey, thanks for having us out here.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, so we've talked in the past about how Seiffert's been around for 130 years. Let me say, first of all, you look great. Just kidding, I know you're not the first owner. So let's go through that a little bit and talk about, kind of the history of Seiffert.
Yeah, sure. I'm actually sixth generation owner. There's 3 generations of Seifferts. Started in 1892 in Davenport here.
That's amazing.
They're actually out west a little bit, a few years prior, but as far as this, serving this community was 1892. So
wow,
went through 3 generations of Seifferts. My grandfather was hired on here as a manager in 1961.
Wow.
And then he ultimately ended up purchasing it in the early 1970s, and it's been in my family ever since.
Wow, 6 generations, man. That's really impressive, dude. That's really, really cool. And for an organization that's survived this long, you must be doing something right. So let's talk about the secret of your success a little bit.
Yeah, I think any organization that's been around that long has to be able to adapt and has to be able to change. When we started, we were doing deliveries on horses and wagons, and we were delivering coal to people's houses, so they could heat their house through the coal chute and everything, right? And obviously we don't do any of that and haven't for a very long time. But there's been any number of changes then throughout that we've just kind of had to adapt to, and keep in mind our customers' needs and listening to them, and making sure that we're carrying the products and services that they need, and oftentimes trying to stay ahead of it and figure out stuff that they don't know they need yet. And so that's been, I think, our key is just adaptability.
Hey, could you show us around the lumberyard a little bit here?
Absolutely. Let's head for a walk.
Yeah, this is really cool because this is an indoor lumberyard. And what kind of made you decide to go this route exactly?
That was my father, really, but it was I think a long time in the making that we'd really outgrown our facility. We'd been on this site since the early 1960s.
Oh, wow.
And we'd just kind of grown to a point. We're getting a little more mechanized with more use of forklifts and truck-mounted forklifts and things we were in the past. So it was just time to do something, and so rather than just add on another building or whatever, my dad actually went and toured most. He went to the East Coast, he went all around the Midwest, kind of looked at what some of the higher performing yards were doing, how they were set up, and then brought everything back, his favorites of different things, and designed this.
Cool.
So what's great about it is we can have everything inside, undercover, easily accessible. Customers can come in and load up. Everything has a space. Everything keeps much better, and we're much more efficient.
And you're more in control of the elements a little bit out here than you would be in an outdoor lumberyard too. I've always wondered this, because if I need a lot of lumber, because I can't quite clown car everything into my SUV, but you can help with that too, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We've got whole fleet of delivery vehicles. Anything from small trucks and vans on up to big trucks with flatbeds and truck-mounted forklifts. We've got curtain side truck that we can put a forklift on, and we do a lot of our deliveries that way that need to be weather protected. And we can get it right to the job site, right where it needs to go, without having to handle it by hand.
Sure. And those trucks, are those out back? Can we go take a look at all that?
Oh yeah,
because that's fun. Yeah, let's go take a look at that. That's fun. So what we're seeing behind us is pretty typical that you have like a lumberyard, right? Most places have those kind of things, but this is what I really want to talk about, because this kind of sets you apart from everybody else, right? Is this truck here?
Yeah, this is something we started doing 15, 20 years ago. It's actually curtain side.
Okay.
Yeah, they got the cab over, but it allows us to get as much length basically behind the truck as we can. But what we can do with this is we can actually load pallets and racks of stuff directly on, and then use the forklift on the back then.
Oh, sure.
We can just take and then, put right in front of the garage or around back, or basically right wherever the customer needs it. So if it's, cabinets or windows and doors, or, any of those things that you kind of want to have protected, it allows us to do that and avoid touches. So we're not handling things a bunch of times, moving it down a ramp, dollying it this and over, around our warehouse or anything like that. It goes on the racks, it stays on the racks, the rack gets put on the truck, the rack gets set down at the job, and anytime you can cut down on those touches, you're taking better care of the product. There's less likelihood for damage and stuff like that.
And that's the expertise you offer here at Seiffert, man, and that's great. Well, hey, I appreciate you taking the time, Nathan.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, man. Again, this segment was sponsored by Seiffert Building Supplies. For more information, go to seiffertlumber.com. We'll have all those details posted at ourquadcities.com.